Hello, good morning, or I say good evening. Welcome to our finals matchup here. We got a giga banger today, actually. This should be a really nuts match, and we've actually got them, I think, in the wrong slots. I'm not sure what's going on here. Hopefully we get that sorted. But this is just a warm-up, so as we can see, JG is just completely just having a time of his life right now on this, easy flashlight. What's going on, Vordy? How you doing, man?
I am doing good, thank you, Mavs. Yeah, I'm very excited for this matchup. We obviously saw these two in winner's bracket earlier in the tournament, and it was a very, very close match, and JGLF, I believe, won on tiebreaker. And now they have both come through in the loser's bracket, CS2 taking down O/JGLF taking down Arbusion, and now they're back to fight for, I believe, top 3. I'm very keen. I hope it is just as close as it was last time.
Yeah, I think last time as well, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was 5-2 to CS2 actually at some point in the match, and then JGLF managed to bring it back to 5-5 TB and then won on the TB. So kind of an unfortunate way for CS2 to go down to the lower bracket. As we can see, JG, the man himself right now, cursor dancing a little bit just before there on his on this easy flashlight, just flexing a bit early.
Yep, just the usual JGLF shenanigans.
Yeah. Here we go, end of our. I assume this is our first warm up. Maybe the second. Guess we'll find out.
You're not too sure.
That's just. Why are you A-ranking that? I don't get it. He's the type of person that would practice this just for the warm-up. Like, he would practice it just so he can play it well in warm-up.
Just for the mental boost.
Yeah. Literally. But yeah, so we had, obviously, like we said, JG knocking CS2 down to lower bracket, so this is a pretty good rematch. And we had JG also knocking Arbusion out of the tournament yesterday in another nail biter, 7-5.
Yeah, both playing 7-5s in both their matches.
But yeah, Arbusion playing very well in that match, so definitely big ups to JG coming in as the 11th seed to knock Arbusion out of the tournament. And then also, yeah, CS2 yesterday playing against O/, knocking the number 1 seed out of the tourney in a 7-5 fashion. Both matches were very, very close.
And both players having some pop-offs on varying skill sets as well. You obviously had the ridiculous Nomad 2 FC from CS2 getting 99.7%, which is... I think that's such a good score that as JGLF, you pretty much just have to ban it. That or Nomad 5. I think a similar situation might occur on both maps. As also, the thing to know with CS2 is he's kind of been on the pop-offs recently. Almost got a 1K PP play very recently, just hit 2-digit. So he's on his peak skill set. I believe so is JGLF playing. I mean, he played so well in 4WC, and now he's just gotten even better, notably at tapping. Like, he's such a solid Nomad 2 player now, such a solid tapping player, and he's good enough at those skill sets that it's not like, you know, even though CS2 is a really strong tapping player, they're not free picks against JGLF. He has to perform, otherwise he might get an upset breakpoint on some of those tapping maps, but I still do think that's going to be his strength going to this matchup, is going to be things like DT2, Nomad 2, Nomad 5.
Yeah, I think, you know, he has to be careful. CS2 has to be careful. Like, if he finds a weird miss at any point in the map, JGLF might just FC it with, like, 96. Like, he's never going to have better accuracy on those tapping maps than CS2 is, but he can absolutely, like, combo them. So you definitely need to be relying on getting good scores as CS2 on these types of maps, like your DT3, Nomad 5, Nomad 2. And I would imagine JG will ban one of them out, not because he's bad at them necessarily, but just because it's like so scary into CS2, and it's probably JG's worst skill set, even though he's still very capable on it.
Yeah, going for Nomad 2, and I imagine, CS2 banning the Hidden 2. I actually anticipated a Nomad 6 ban over the Hidden 2. I knew it was gonna be one of those two, but I thought I expected Nomad 6 ban, but I assume now CS2 going for the Nomad 5 immediately after getting Nomad 2 banned out. Depending on the outcome of this match, regardless, I mean, of the outcome, JGLF is almost definitely going to pick Nomad 6. I think these two picks are pretty much set in stone in this matchup. They're just the strongest skill sets. I anticipate CS2 is going to be very, very comfortable on a map like this. But JG, 2 missing it yesterday against Arbusion. If CS2 finds an unfortunate miss, JG does have the potential to combo and get an upset.
Yeah, so straight into Nomad 5. First pick out here from CS2.
I do like Nomad 5s like this, which are CS3, and it just stresses the tapping much more over the aim.
Yeah.
Cool to see.
What I would imagine is going to be 3 minutes of unrelenting 240 BPM bursts here. So we'll have to see. I think we're probably going to see some accuracy struggles for JG, but I imagine he's definitely going to be able to combo through this, as he did yesterday against Arbusion, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, and he did still find some misses. We'll see how... But so far, I mean, he's holding up pretty well, just a little bit behind on accuracy. Although you expect CS2, an extremely confident tapping player, to be more comfortable in a map like this. JGLF holds that combo. There is potential, but at the same time, I would be surprised if CS2 misses this, to be fair.
Yeah, it's one of those things with CS2 on like these types of maps, like Nomad 2s, Nomad 5s as well, is you can't ever rely on him to miss. So, oh, and there goes JGLF actually. So that's going to be probably it if CS2 continues to hold for a little bit longer. Is already such a huge accuracy diff. But I mean, as I was saying, like, yeah, you can't rely on him to miss on maps like this. So you pretty much just have to FC and hope that maybe he gets some random miss towards the ending. He just always is so consistent on these.
Yeah, and I mean, I think even if CS2 missed right now, The accuracy advantage is already high enough that as long as he doesn't find several chain misses, he'll still win out. But because he's holding this combo now, it won't really matter. I mean, just a very confident first pick from CS2, but still JGLF playing this very solid, getting only one break so far, holding up pretty solid accuracy. I think this goes to show how much he has improved as a tapping player.
Especially at this stage in a tournament as well. Like, he would have been struggling on this quite a lot, like a couple months ago. To see that he can now play it in like 95% and upwards on like in this late stage of a tourney on 240 BPM for 3 minutes straight, it's pretty impressive. Like, the only players you're going to see doing better than that is players that are insanely good at tapping maps. He's definitely like going to be better than a lot of players on something like this.
CS2 opening out the gate with a nice FC on the No Mod 5, but I think it is something you'd anticipate from a player of his skill set. And I imagine now JGLF is going to immediately respond by picking No Mod 6.
Yeah, it's got to be No Mod 6 and whatever else he wants to pick early. Yeah, obviously he's going to pick the No Mod 6 early on because he doesn't want to let that get through to the second ban phase, because obviously CS2 is going to be banning it. But we'll see if he goes for it first or second.
Yeah, he could go for it second as long as he picks it before the second set of bans, but still think it's fair after your opponent picks probably their best map to pick your best map. But he actually goes for Hidden 3 instead, so definitely going to be saving No Mod 6 for his second pick instead, and going for another map that he actually played pretty well up against Arbusian. Now, I do believe CS2 played this map and also played it pretty well, but I think this is a type of hidden map that favors what JGLF is good at. Notable with this map, it definitely picks up in the second half by a considerable margin. So any misses in like the first 1 to 2 minutes before it picks up is going to be devastating.
Yeah, when I was watching this map yesterday for the first time, because I hadn't seen the pool.
Yeah.
And it was like the first half, and I was like, yo, this is kind of sleeper. What's going on? And like, chat's just like Pepe laughing me. They're like, does he know? Like, I just didn't know at all. And then it just happened at the end. So yeah, like you said, the first half of this map is like, it's really easy. Just to put it bluntly, if you're missing in the first half of this map, you've probably already lost. It's not really difficult whatsoever. I mean, there's a wiggle in there, but like if you can even remotely play hidden threes, none of this stuff is going to be uncomfortable whatsoever. And if you are struggling on anything in this first half, the ending is not going to treat you nicely, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's just really rough because realistically, you want to combo that first half and then just get as far as you can into the hard section. But if you're already losing so much combo from on the intro, you're just putting yourself so far behind. You're going to have to outperform your opponent so drastically on the hard part that it's just you're playing an uphill battle at that point. But so far, both players, none of them dropping. I think the hard part starts around 550. So that's the point where we're going to see some breaks, maybe.
Yep. Yeah, and seeing that like first half as well, there's a couple little patterns in there that maybe could trip some players off guard, but I think like both these players aren't going to be getting tripped up on stuff like that. But you know, maybe if you're not comfortable on hidden tech. But here we go. Getting into one of the first little difficulty spikes. It is going to get a lot harder than this.
Missing.
There goes CS2. And that is a huge break because it's still not near the difficulty peak of the map, and JGLF is going to just keep going with this.
I believe he got to around 900 combo last time before he broke. Let's see if he can do it again. And because of how difficult this ending is, it's going to be very, very difficult for CS2 to claw his way back.
That little 1-2 pattern there that goes back on itself, and these triple cut streams, the triangle.
The triangle.
How does he hit all this with the wiggles that he has? Like these cursor shapes that he gets on like long combos. Look at his cursor, and he just keeps comboing. And that's the first really hard section done, and now we get into the biggest diff spike towards this ending.
I mean, JGLF has already outperformed his score on yesterday's match by quite a significant margin, and he's on round.
Oh, there they are!
It's fine to break. I mean, that is completely fair, but he's already almost doubled CS2's score.
Man, some of the transitions in this ending of these like back and forth wiggles into the high velocity sliders is so brutal, man. But yeah, what a score from him. We actually we haven't seen anyone FC this yet, I don't believe. We saw a very, very near FC from O/ yesterday, missing, I think, in the last 50 combo. But yeah, I mean, anything 900 plus, 1k plus combo on that is pretty insane. So that's good accuracies from both players, actually. Just an unfortunate early miss, I think, from CS2.
Yeah, that early miss probably already sealed the deal since JGLF held on. But yeah, very solid first pick, especially considering he still has that No Mod 6 that he can pick as a second option. And that is likely going to be pretty one-sided as well. But CS2 picking the DT2 Stamina map, a title of which I would never say on stream.
A title of which that I shall not name.
I would never say this word. As you know, I would never say this ever.
No.
This is not a word I would say, right?
Of course not.
Yeah, no, this is. But yeah, very intense stamina map. Has a little bit of finger control, few awkward aim sections, but for the most part, it's just tapping, something that CS2 will likely be very good at.
Yeah, I think definitely out of all the tapping maps, the least tapping intensive. But you still need to be fairly proficient in that left hand to make this one work. I think, yeah, still pretty relentless in terms of the bursts don't really stop. But you know, I think if you're good at finger control, probably do pretty well on this. It's a lot of bursts and not really many long bursts. Nothing that's really too long. So
yeah, it definitely has more elements of finger control and a little bit more aim.
Yeah.
To miss on, but still, I think the tapping is really ruthless, and I do think that if your tapping isn't super comfortable, it's going to make the aim and the finger control a lot harder.
Yeah, for sure. As we saw JG already missing on some of those, I think they were 6-note bursts, just finding a bit too much discomfort in the tapping to really kind of get the finger control underway. It's looking like it's already too late, I think.
Yeah, I mean, this is already pretty much done 2/3 of the map. CS2 is still upsetting. I mean, some of the aim here is actually really brutal. A lot of uncomfortable flow aim. CS2 is getting through, does find a break, but this pick is still pretty much over. Especially when JGLF is holding a pretty surprising secondary combo, but just don't think he has enough time.
Yeah, and I think this is a smart pick to go for earlier for CS2. I think, actually looking back at the pool, DT3, I kind of forgot that DT3 actually isn't super tapping heavy this week. It obviously is still a speed map, but
JGLF with a 1 miss.
What? Yeah, what the hell? Wait.
What?
Why did JGLF 1 miss that? See, that's just what he does, man. That's so stupid. Anyway, DT3 this week is not very, it's just not too difficult in general for a DT3. Usually, a DT3 would be kind of a lot more tapping intensive, but actually this week, JGLF actually, he FC'd it, or he near FC'd it, in the match against Arbusion yesterday, just because of it wasn't too intensive on the speed in general.
I agree.
So I think it makes sense for CS2 to get the DT2 out earlier instead. I actually think it was a much better chance for him. As you can see, it worked out. But yeah, DT3 is probably the next one, maybe on the chopping block.
I think DT3 is more contested as well because it's AR8, it's pretty dense and is a lot more focused on aim. Yeah. So that is something that JGLF can much more realistically get a breakpoint on. But into No Mod 6, JGLF instantly picked this after the DT2. And you know, CS2, he's known as a speed player, but he's actually really solid on low AR. But JGLF is the best at this type of map, maybe in the country now. I can't really think of anybody other than maybe Emrek, who's just the best at everything, who could realistically be more comfortable at maps like this than JG at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right. When it comes to like weird low AR gimmicky maps that normal players don't play, JG's definitely like the best player in the country at it. I actually think like even on some of these really, really weird ones, he would outperform Emmerich on just purely the fact that JG just practices them forever. Like, I don't know. Like some in specific, he's just an absolute monster. We see a miss from CS2. Clearly CS2 has practiced on this a little bit more than yesterday. Yeah, I don't know, man. JG is just, uncontested on stuff like
It's just freaky. AR 6.9, very nice approach rating. And CS2, like his performance on this would have knocked out so many players already just getting 200k at this point. But like, what are you meant to do against JG right now? How is he comboing this?
99.47 as well. It's just so comfortable for him, man. Like when you play easy flashlight and you play stuff that's just way lower AR than this actually feels almost like high AR for him probably. Like he's gonna have no problems reading any of these patterns.
I mean, and the thing with a map like this, there is no free combo. Everything is missable. All of these flow aim slider jump sections are so brutally uncomfortable for 99.9% of the player base. But then you just have players like JG who just hit all of this, man. He's already, I think, outperformed his score yesterday. I think he was at 600k by the end of the map.
Oh my god, those little back and forths change BPM midway through, man. It's so dumb.
There's no way he FCs this, man. Oh.
What is his accuracy, dude? It's just so stupid. Bro, he's just the best. He's just the best low AR player, I think, our country has ever seen. He just really is.
I think you might be right. An FC, though, would really solidify something like that.
Oh my god, he hit that! No, you can't be doing that. You can't be doing that.
Stop it.
That is ludicrous, man. And he's just... those
how are you acting that?
Dude,
he's on 99.7, dude.
It's so stupid.
Oh,
no!
No, dude. Oh.
Ruined it.
Just under-aiming that slider, baby, but still getting a ridiculous score, 99.51%, just shy of an FC. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was an under-aim. It definitely was an under-aim. It wasn't a misread.
Yeah, I think...
JGLF wouldn't misread.
At the end. No, he wouldn't.
Yeah, he wouldn't misread ever. He would only misaim, or he would shake off the note. I don't think he would ever misread.
Yeah, I think it was just an under-aim, but still a ridiculous score. I don't think that is being beaten by anybody.
No, there's no way.
Ever. Like, that is just insane. And
I will sell my kidney if that gets beaten this weekend.
JGLF banning out DT1. Fair ban. I do think DT1 is probably more CS2 favored than DT3. DT3 a little bit more dense. It's more like something JGLF can actually... Like, it's more something CS2 will miss on, versus I do think CS2 just FCs DT1 like 90% of the time. And then JGLF banning out No Mod 4, that is a map JGLF got like 600k on, and that was a map O/ and CS2 played, neither of which got, I think, like above even 400k. So, yeah, fair ban from CS2 as well.
Yeah, it makes sense. DT1 over the DT3. Yeah, it's kind of fair, considering how well JG did on it yesterday as well. It's just something he's a bit more confident on getting a higher score on, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else CS2 could have banned besides No Mod 4. It makes sense to me, for the most part. It's just one of those maps where you don't want to be versing someone who's good at comboing. And unfortunately, JG is very, very good at comboing. It's so hard to get any significant combo on that No Mod 4, and I talked about it yesterday, but it's just such a brutal map through and through the whole way, to the point where, like, you're not really expected to get above 500k on it, like, kinda ever. And
yeah, I mean, even as a confident tech player, yeah.
Yeah, it's just one of those maps, man. It has so many weird patterns that you just find breaks on.
AG playing some mind games, CS2 saying he's going to gamble the DT3, and JG saying he gambled poorly. I'm curious to
Oh.
see how this plays out. It's a bit spicy in the multi-chat, but I do think this is a type of map. CS AR 9.6 after DT 276 BPM, so fairly dense on the aim. And the bursts, I do think, are within JGLF's tapping comfort zone. So I do think this is just going to come down mostly to the aim consistency in this map.
Yeah, I think obviously there was some talks about this map in feedback, and people weren't as happy with like it wasn't tapping intensive enough. Basically, was the gist of a lot of the feedback, and I think most people would agree. And I think fortunately for JG this week, that is going to do him some favors, as it already has in his last matchup. I think he definitely has a chance on something like this. As you can see early on. But he finds a miss on the long burst.
Yeah, I was about to say, I mean, it still has, I do think it's a case of, it still has tapping, has a lot of aim as well, but finding a miss on the longest burst at that point in the map, I think it was a 9 or 11 note, and just missing towards the end of it. CS2 holding on though, quite through the map, and it's already looking like a very, very difficult mountain to overcome for JG.
It's looking like it already might be over. CS2 holding combo, still into the final third of the map. And getting some more aim here. You can see, like, yeah, this is pretty aim heavy, this map, just in general. But both players handling the aim really with no worries whatsoever. It's just those bursts that seem to be tanking JG's AC quite a lot, hitting 100s, 50s on them. But still comboing regardless. He's only found the one miss. So, that's one miss.
There's a miss on actual aim that time.
Yeah.
And I think part of what's making it, I mean, JG's performing, like, this is a finals level map pool. All of these maps are, at least in the mechanics section, are above 7 stars. JG's still performing very well. CS2 just finding the break. But, I mean, both of these players so far have performed extremely well on their picks. Like, they're just performing on their skill sets. Even with the other player playing the skill set pretty well. Now going into JGLF's third pick, so far the picks from both sides have been pretty favored for their strengths. That was a little bit closer, but I think CS2 playing it better than he did yesterday. Now JGLF picking the No Mod 3, the alt consistency map.
Yep. Yeah, this is probably what I would expect next out of him. This map is pretty brutal as well. It's fairly short, but a lot of these patterns, especially in the choruses, I think it's going to favor a player like JGLF who's used to aiming these uncomfortable patterns. That's how I would describe this map, is uncomfortable. I think it just looks difficult to play, just in a combo 100%. Sense.
I do think both of these players might have double practices, because I think this was in Corsay's knockout stage, hidden, like one of the hiddens. And I think they did play that stage, so potentially they've been a little bit practiced, maybe even playing it with hidden.
Yeah, you can even see early on some of those just weird patterns, man, like kind of back and forths in places you wouldn't expect.
The back and forth linears are just so brutal to play.
But that is nothing compared to the choruses, and we have 2 of them, I believe, and they get pretty difficult, so we'll have to see if anyone finds a fumble here early on.
I do think this is probably the most contested pick so far, just because I do know CS2 is actually a very solid No Mod 3 player. So JGLF has to perform on this to secure his pick.
Here they go as well into the chorus, and there goes CS2, the first to find a miss, and it's not surprising, but they're still going. And yeah, just even some of the... man, no, they both hit that. That's one of the first really hard patterns on the map. They're getting through some of the raw mechanics required. There goes JG on the cut pattern. Okay.
And that now gives a chance for for CS2 to come back, as he's holding a little bit of a combo. JGLF breaking again. Dropping a little bit of accuracy on those chain misses.
Oh, so uncomfortable.
CS2 finding that break, now puts it back in JGLF's hands. But you can see how consistently brutal a map like this is.
Some of those really wide, like, accelerating linear patterns, just so brutal. But we're into the second KI now, and it is a 60k lead for JG with the combo advantage. But there goes a chain miss, and that gives an opportunity to CS2. There goes JG again. CS2 has to hold the combo, though. and he has to continue to hold it. It's 30k now, 25k. There goes the combo.
Extremely close at the ending here, but I do think, barring a massive chain miss, JG should still have it. A bit around 30k left, but yeah, with that break from CS2, a couple of seconds left in the map, that should be JG taking his third pick narrowly. That was definitely the closest pick so far by quite a lot.
Yeah, and that I think goes to show kind of the discomfort on a map like that, where both these players on their picks have been like FCing so far in this match, and they just get a max of 430k between the two of them there.
And look at the misses in the accuracy, so close.
Yeah,
both on 11 misses and only off the accuracy by 0.07%.
That was definitely a very closely contested map, but JG getting his pick, and that's what you want if you're hoping for a close matchup. And now we're getting into the Hard Rock 2, which, I mean, look, I would probably favor CS2, but he kind of fumbled on this a little bit yesterday. He wasn't looking too strong on it. I mean, you can't really blame anyone for finding funny misses on a map like this. Very mechanically intensive 6.5. But I think JG can play something like this, and I think he can play it well.
Yeah, it is a scary pick. This is the point in the match now. All of the very one-sided maps are gone. All of these picks are going to be contested at this point. And this is a 6.5 map, relatively short as well. Short enough that finding those cheeky misses is very scary. CS2 getting 500k on this yesterday. JGLF banning it in one of the ban rounds. So we still don't know how JG is on a map like this. But I do think, considering he got like 850k on the Hard Rock 1, his Hard Rock mechanics are there. It's going to be a case of, can he play 6.5 though? A curse that you can sometimes get if you play a lot of easy is you're not as good at precision, but JG, I've seen him pop off on some precision picks, so this is definitely going to be a scary one for CS2.
Yeah, I think I'd more so favor the bans into Hard Rock against Arboy, just purely for the fact that Arboy's an insane Hard Rock player. Yeah, exactly. But we are seeing some early misses here, as to be expected on a map like this. Extremely wide angle jumps on this 6.5 man. I mean, neither player really able to hold a combo. Kind of to be expected. This is an over 7 stars as CS 6.5, which, if you've played tournaments, you know if you're playing a 6.5 that's over 7 stars, it's probably going to be really hard.
I agree, and there's some slider takes in this map. Because it's 6.5, you have to be so much more accurate with your positioning in the slider, and some of these takes look so missable. CS2 right now holding over 200 combo, does find a break!
That's a big one.
And now there's the leaderboards are shown. JGLF has the potential.
Yeah, and it might not look like 140 combo is a lot, but remember that this map is really, really short. It's only 1:50, so that amount of combo is going to be more so synonymous with something like 500 on your normal map length. So this is actually going to start to claw back the score pretty quickly. There's another miss. JG now with a chance he finds a break. Oh my god, it was 10k. There's still chance
the act drops. Oh,
no,
the act drops.
Oh, wow.
I think he's going to narrowly lose it. Oh, that was extremely close. He was right behind CS2, missing just before the score gap flipped. Fighting 3 misses as well, but it was actually the accuracy that ended up losing him that breakpoint.
Yeah, that was... Oh, man, that's so, like... It's so weird to watch, like, a really short map like that at the end, seeing how much the scores are changing in such a short amount of time, just because the map is so short. Like, that went from a 5k diff to a 20k diff in, like, a second, and I was like, yeah, what's going on?
The density is so low on a map like that, where any little bit of missing is just, or act drops does flip the score drastically. JGLF going for the hidden 1.
Okay.
I see one.
Yeah, this is, I mean, I don't give any, this is definitely just 50-50. I don't give any favor to any player on something like this. This is a pretty standard hidden 1, I would say, as far as hidden 1s go. We saw CS2, he was able to play it yesterday. JG's gonna be very comfortable in something like this as well. I mean,
considering CS2, I would say it's sort of like the Hard Rock 2, where I do think it's favored to the person who picked it, but not by much.
Yeah.
And I do think this is something, I mean, JGLF got to see CS2's scores. JGLF didn't play this in his match, so JGLF probably confident he can perform better than CS2 did yesterday.
Ooh.
Finding that early miss, and this is a map where it's not really the density that makes it hard. It's 9.6 at 195 BPM. It's not super dense, but it's the patterns. A lot of these decelerating, accelerating streams, slider aim that make it awkward at the hidden one slot.
Yeah, the accelerating streams are what you need to watch out for on this map, and I think that's where we're probably going to see a majority of the misses. There is one that's really evil. I think it's before the first chorus, and there's a pause. And I'm sure you know, when there's a pause right into an accelerating stream, it's always so hard to hit for no reason.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see if it trips either player up. CS2 finds a miss for the first chorus. And yeah, I think that brutal pattern is going to be coming up shortly. We're going to have a pause into the really difficult accelerating stream.
Oh!
No, actually both getting it. Sure.
JGLF once again a little bit behind on accuracy, but assuming you can carry this combo, this map is so consistently challenging that... Ooh! Okay,
Oh my
CS2
God,
breaking
man.
again.
Oh, these streams, they don't look difficult, but let me tell you, with Hidden, it's so hard to be consistent on long maps like this,
Yeah.
hitting those space stream patterns.
This is a kind of map a lot of people could probably get not awful miscount on, but would just find so many misses just in random spots where it would be hard to get a combo like this. The JGLF right now above 700.
Yeah, if you got a lot of like everyone to play this map, you'd see so many 300Ks, like so many 250 to so many 300Ks. What is that miss from JG? Missed on nothing there. He does still have a 70k lead, but CS2 is building up a combo. So that is going to be a bit scary. Another miss.
I think that was on a
JG. Getting that space stream. CS2 looking pretty good. These patterns don't let up though. Oh, he needs to keep going. It's 40k now. Closing the gap. About a third of the map remaining. Both hitting that one. Oh man, no, he might have missed.
Still a third of the map left. It's looking similar to the Hard Rock 2, where the other player is just a little bit behind on the score flip.
Oh, those. Oh
That
no.
break!
JG with an overtap, I think. On
And
the
that
slider.
gives... Okay, both players breaking on that ridiculous
On the
slider.
goalpost.
What?
On the goalpost.
I think that's a slider you just have to aim for the tick, honestly. That is pretty
Yeah.
wild.
No one running it up on the outside today. Going for the goal. Both missing that one by a slight margin there.
That is JGLF favorite because it was CS2 with a little bit of a bigger combo at that point.
Oh man. This looks so hard. They both hit it. CS2 finds him as after. I think this one might be wrapped up. Especially with that miss from CS2. It's a 35k lead for JG and the combo advantage into the ending.
Yeah.
No act lead, but yeah.
Should be secured. Still pretty close though. I do believe it.
We saw the Hard Rock 2 basically, except flipped this time.
Yeah.
Like you said.
If CS2 played the map like he did yesterday, I believe he would have actually won that pick. But he's not playing it as well today. Now it's 4-4. So far, neither player has dropped a map. I don't even think I would have noticed if you didn't say anything. I actually don't think I would have noticed.
Oh no.
The crazy part is when I see that number, I just think of the game and how you lost it, dude.
Kill your... No, dude.
No, I'm good.
You serve no purpose. Dude.
Kirigiri just said why. JGLF banning out DT4 makes sense considering I do think that was his worst performance in yesterday's match against Arbusion, getting under 200k. That is something CS2 would be able to play considerably better. I'm actually surprised he didn't pick it earlier, but CS2 responding with the banning, Hidden for another alt-like Hidden map, so fair to ban it out.
Yeah, I mean, just uncultured bans from the boys this weekend, just banning out the Who tab background for whatever reason. Like, I just wanted to see it, but it's fine. I just won't. It's all good.
Yeah, unfortunately banning out the Huta BG. Very sad to see.
It's criminal, if you ask me.
It's all good. I had to see a Layla BG get banned out once.
Oh, that's almost as bad. Not quite. Hard Rock 3, though. This was actually a CS2 first pick yesterday. Well, an O/pick, but they were picking for each other. So, something he looks fairly comfortable on. I don't quite remember what score he got. I think it was around 4 to 500k. Memory serves me correctly.
Yeah, I believe
yeah.
JG played it as well, and he got 290k. But I do think JG getting 290k, I think he can do a lot better on a map like this. Maybe just having a lower run, because JG, solid Hard Rock mechanics player, good at ult. I do think this type of Hard Rock mechanics isn't necessarily in his wheelhouse, but I anticipate that he can do something better than a 290k in this match. And so far, no misses in the intro, but still something I anticipate CS2 will be a little bit more comfortable on.
Yeah, I'd say 290k is definitely a low roll for JG. I think that can tend to be the case with kind of 4-minute long Hard Rock ult maps like this with a lot of difficult snap aim. You can low roll, and there goes the first miss. JG finding it in the chorus on a very fair pattern. It wasn't a miss on nothing, at least.
Yeah.
CS2, though, holding on. Can he get through the rest of the chorus?
Oh man, these patterns are rough. The spacing is wild. I mean, you almost have a 2-circle gap in between some of these farm sections.
And they're accelerating.
Yeah.
They start on a smaller burst and then get wider as they go, so.
They're like weird shapes. But CS2 right now, I mean, just getting through that intro is already so huge. And JGLF finding a break on nothing there.
Could have given up already. Might have tabbed. Seen that the show was over. Yeah.
If you tab there, yeah, it's a rough spot to be in.
Everyone just trading picks so far. I mean, we will assume that this one's probably going to be over, especially if CS2 continues to hold for like even just like another 10 seconds. It's going to be so much score.
Yeah. And already so much more decisive than the Hard Rock 2. I mean, this is kind of a ridiculous score from CS2. This is a very tough map.
Oh, okay. I haven't played the pool myself, but this looks like one of the hardest, if not the hardest maps in the pool. There's no way I'm mistaken on that, right? This map looks so hard, man. Like, some of these patterns in the chorus just look impossible. CS2 is having a field day right now, man.
Yeah, he is. He is outperforming his score in this yesterday by a drastic margin, on pace for an FC, which is kind of ridiculous on a map like this.
Oh man, you can FC this.
We've seen a few really insane FCs get robbed at the very end, notably the Nomad 6 and the DT2.
Yeah, we've actually had 2 so far, but they just missed right at the end, man. Surely it wouldn't happen again.
700k now.
Oh, this last chorus I think just goes heavy though. Good combo from JG, by the way. It's quietly in the corner. Kind of putting up a good combo, but it's all eyes on CS2 as he continues to hit all of this, man.
What?
This guy's a freak right now.
No, he was on the slider, dude. Why?
On the troll reverse, on
Why
the most
on
troll
that,
reverse
man?
you've ever seen, and he hits everything else.
Getting all the wiggles after.
We're being robbed today on the tier slider, dude. The phase rain slider. He finds a miss. That is crazy.
The Draven full open slider. Oh, missing right at the last blind pattern.
A tragedy.
I mean, still a ridiculous score. Arbitration got, I think, 600k on this yesterday, and that, I think, is already a really good score, but getting just under 850k. JGLF performing better than he did, improving his score by around 80k, but still, that is over double. A very, very convincing pick.
I mean, that's just a ridiculous score. I don't think that gets beaten this weekend either. That's just crazy from CS2 there. And we've had just picks traded back and forth now, 5-4. JG's chance to consolidate another pick, and he needs to, but he's running out of options because that's 2 Hard Rock maps remaining, and CS2 is looking favored on the Hard Rock right now. So what do you go?
Yeah, I mean, I
really only got no mod 1.
Hard Rock 1, I don't even think is a bad option because, I mean, you obviously have No Mod 1 Hard Rock 1, both maps, JGLF. JGLF, like, a really good aim consistency player, but CS2 is also an insane aim consistency player. So we are now in the weeds. Now, this is, I believe, a format where every map gets used, I think, with the 6 bans. So you're not left with much, but JGLF played the No Mod 1 pretty well, played the Hard Rock 1 very well, winning it against Arbusion, who is like the Hard Rock guy. So I think JGLF still has enough picks. I assume CS2 goes Hard Rock 4 after this, but up to this No Mod 1, this is going to be extremely contested between these 2 players.
Yeah, unfortunately for JG, he's gonna be forced to pick into a Hard Rock because, like we said, this is 6 bans. So there is no map to spare, assuming you go to Tiebreaker, which, personally, I'm not the biggest fan of personally. I prefer for the last pick for the player to have a choice between at least 2 maps, but that is what we're going to be dealing with today. JG is going to be forced into Hard Rock on his next pick, assuming the match is still going.
I do like at least 3 maps at the end, for sure, yeah.
I think he still has a very good chance on Hard Rock 1, like you said. He pretty much FC'd it yesterday. He's such a good aim consistency player, and we're going to have to see if he can prove that on this No Mod 1. Both players are so good on this skill set. So we're going to have to see who falters first, because the map itself is not going to be, in any stretch of the imagination, kind of skill capping either of these players, especially not CS2. So we'll have to see. Both players are looking strong through the first quarter.
I don't even want to talk about the accuracy I see right now.
Yeah.
I'm horrified to even say it, because I know what happens when you say it.
I'm not going to mention it either. Yeah, they both just look really comfy.
Thing to know about the snap though, it is 4 minutes 30 seconds, like borderline tiebreaker length, which does mean there is a lot of time to find a break.
Yeah, even on patterns that are looking relatively easy, it's 4.5 minutes of just straight aim. So any slip of the tablet, like any slip of the tablet pen on any of these, yeah, you can definitely just find a random miss. But these accuracies are still just completely disgusting.
Especially when this No Mod 1, like, it might be the difference between whether or not tiebreaker happens or not.
Oh yeah.
The nerves, I mean. This map obviously has some diff spikes, but even in these filler, more comfortable jump sections, when you're playing this map for over 4 minutes, just imagine how tired your aim might be. But so far, neither player past the halfway point letting up. Just textbook aim.
It's nails right now. CS2. Oh, JGLF is SSing still, man. He's going.
Don't say it.
I said it already.
Yeah, I mean, this is a mental performance. CS2 finding that break near the middle is going to give JGLF such an advantage, assuming he can hold this combo for even a little bit longer.
He hit 250s! 250s on that Quint! 250s! And he holds combo! He completely misaimed it, and he had to correct by tapping an extra time. Yeah. Or an extra 2 times even. How did he not miss there?
I have no... That is the save of the century.
Oh, that might wrap it up too. That save might be the final nail in the coffin for this No Mod 1.
Do you think so? I think even if JGLF finds a break, I don't know if CS2 has enough time. I think he's score capped around 600, 700k maybe at max. But JGLF should already be able to surpass that, even with the break right now. But he's still missing. Wraps it up completely.
It's juice. It's just complete juice for JG, man. He is juicing right now.
He is. Oh, that was man. What the hell? And the aim of this section is insane.
I'd give up too if I was CS2, man. What the hell is this from JG? He is a freak with it right now.
Score? Oh my god!
Every triangle, textbook. this guy is a no mod 1 freak, man. You don't, like, whenever someone sees JGLF's skill set and what he plays, you know, you wouldn't think, oh, this guy's really good on, like, high mechanics on, like, no mod 1s that are really difficult to aim for, like, 4.5 minutes, but he's so good at no mod 1, man. It's such a sleeper skill set for him. Can we get an FC?
Just
Can
FC.
we please? Yes!
What an FC, a 7-star, 4 minute 30 seconds, super consistent aim map, and JGLF FCs it.
That's unreal, man. The shakes from him. It is interesting because after I think he saw the scoreboard, I assume at that very small break, his shakes kind of ceased a little bit. But yeah, closes out the FC. That is a crazy score. And now we've only got Hard Rock 1 and Hard Rock 4 remaining. And I mean, it doesn't really matter what you pick at this point, but CS2 going to go for the Hard Rock 4, which is, I'd say, the better pick for him. But
100%.
Again, it doesn't really matter. It's just the order at which you're going to be playing the maps.
Yep, 5-5. The next two maps are already guaranteed. I do think JGLF, considering he just FC'd the No Mod 1 and played the Hard Rock 1 really well yesterday, is probably favored on the Hard Rock 1. But I do think this map, Hard Rock 4, very flow aim focused. I think this was a hidden in 3WC. It's very flow aim heavy, has some cut streams. I do think this is probably in CS2's wheelhouse, especially in the accuracy realm. We've seen JGLF struggling with some of the accuracy on Hard Rocks before, so might see that issue come up again.
Look, I'm going to give a hot take here maybe, but I actually think picking Hard Rock 1 was a better strategy for CS2 here. And let me tell you why. And I think that's, even though JG just looked really good on the No Mod 1, right? It doesn't really matter what you pick. So you go Hard Rock 1 or Hard Rock 4. I think picking Hard Rock 4 first gives JG more of a chance to kind of warm up to the approach rate, get used to the Hard Rock, just in general. And then he gets to go into his better Hard Rock map that he has a much better chance of winning. So I actually think picking Hard Rock 1 first might have been more of a, you know, catch him off guard. He's not in the Hard Rock, like, kind of mode right now. Let's go Hard Rock 1 first. See if that maybe had any sort of effect.
I think you might actually be right, because I do think the biggest difference between these two players in the Hard Rock is their comfort. CS2 lives on high approach rating, meanwhile JGLF is just a visitor in high approach rating for the most part. So it might take him a little bit more time to warm up generally. So I do think you might be right. When you are going to play those two maps, no matter what, maybe picking the Hard Rock 1 could have been a interesting tactic, but we'll be seeing the Hard Rock 4 instead.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose you do have the other side of the coin where, like, you want to get to that match point and you kind of have the pressure of being on match point. So Hard Rock 4 also has its fair reasoning as well for the pick. But both players are just looking, whoa, JG shakes,
from JG.
Dude. What are these shakes, man? I mean, you find the miss. CS2 going strong.
The accuracy from CS2 right now, this is a 168 BPM Hard Rock map, which is like an awkwardly low BPM to get good accuracy on. So now 97 right now is pretty insane if seeing through the halfway point, and this is looking like a similar story to Hard Rock 3, where CS2 at the halfway point has already lapped JGLF's score and is looking pretty much done and dusted.
Yeah, this is only 2.5 minutes, so this one's pretty much over. If I was JG here, focusing on maybe trying to zone in on the Hard Rock, get ready for the next map. Try and focus on warming up that aim a bit more on the Hard Rock. I don't know, this one's pretty much over for him, so just let it ride out. Get ready for your Hard Rock 1. See if CS2 can close it out. It would be pretty crazy. He hits that, man.
This would be
he hits that.
For us to get.
Oh. He wouldn't do it, would he?
He wouldn't.
Oh, man.
He wouldn't do it.
Oh, he hits that!
He drew the straightest line. He just drew the straightest line I've ever seen.
He cheesed it!
Wiggles.
How is that cheesable? I didn't think that was possible. Oh, you dog, CS2. Dude, that's crazy, man.
Please tell me there's no jump scare pattern at the end here. Insane FC. What is this, man?
How is that cheesable? How is that cheesable? In what universe is that wiggle cheesable? Dude, that's ridiculous. Oh my god.
I mean, that is a scary performance from CS2. Now, even though I did say I was favoring JG on the Hard Rock 1 specifically, CS2 has played the Hard Rock 4 and Hard Rock 3 so unbelievably well that, I mean, anything short of a borderline FC from JG might not be enough to take this pick.
I think I'd agree with you, but I mean, on the other side of the coin, what did we just see JG do on the Nomad 1? We'll have to see. It's a banger song at least. It's crazy night, dude, and it's a crazy night tonight on the Hard Rock 1. This is right before the TV. Ooh.
This is an AIM song. This song was developed in a lab to be made for AIM maps in this game.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't be having the third 7-5 of the weekend. I will not be able to cope. I won't.
No. I need a tiebreaker, man. I need it in my veins.
Oh man. Wait, that is true actually. Yeah, no player has dropped their own pick yet. So if that's anything to go off.
Yeah, but I do think with how CS2 has been performing on the Hard Rocks, and this SS right now, I do think CS2 will have the AC advantage. So it's up to JG to find the combo advantage. That means CS2 will have to break.
Hard Rock especially. Oh, and there it is!
I forgot about that pattern! I forgot about that pattern. It's so troll. It's so troll. And CS2 breaks on it.
And here we go. It's time to cash out these jumps, JG. Here we go into the first chorus, and he needs to start building up this combo, these linears. Such awkward anti-aim on some of these patterns. Getting through the squares, no problem. CS2 trying to build up that recovery, JG!
Shake.
No, he wiggles off the top right. It was the top right, man. Oh, and here we go.
That little anti-aim 1-2. Now CS2 is recovering. It's back in his wheelhouse. And I do think, JG, that a little bit of shakes we've been seeing in this match, but it's been contained on these CS4 maps. But CS 5.2, it's so much more punishing to shake. And I think JGLF being taken back by that. Both players hitting the 1/3 there.
Yeah, CS2 ready for it this time, and we get into the second chorus. CS2 has to miss, and JG has to cash these in. He can't fumble it this time, but hopefully the shakes don't prove to be too much of an issue for him. Oh my god, how is he hitting these patterns? CS2 going as well. The shakes from JG. He has to just man up right now. He needs to go mode. Oh, dude.
Please, dude. I just want a tiebreaker.
Oh, his cursor! Why? Okay, relax. Deep breath right there.
This dude needs to find a break soon.
Okay, it's here. This is where it happens. This is where it has to happen. CS2 has to miss in this PI, and JG has to hold, man. No, he finds a miss on the Pentagon!
No, that is a rough aim pattern.
It can't happen again. Oh, I think that's gonna be it.
I think it is it. It's already over 100k. CS2 getting this recovery combo into the ending, and with that miss from JG, it's going to be the third 7-5 of the weekend, and CS2 will take the match.
Oh, give me anything but a 7-5 for Sayo Dummy, man. Give me a 7-0. I don't want to see this again. It's heartbreaking. We missed the TB again by one map.
But I mean, a phenomenal match. The level of play from these players, notably CS2 on the Hard Rock, was absolutely wild tonight. JGLF on some of his gimmick picks, like the No Mod 6 play was absolutely bonkers. The No Mod 1 FC, both players playing so well. Just maybe that smaller pool, relative pool size, where JG just forced into Hard Rock 1, not something he would likely go for if the pool was a little bit bigger and had some more options.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, I can't help but feel like if JG had maybe 3 options for his last pick, this very likely could have gone to tiebreaker. But I mean, you're forced into Hard Rock when CS2 is just looking like an absolute beast on Hard Rock today. And I mean, can you blame JG for not banning them? I don't think so. Like, DT1 and No Mod 5 are very fair bans. You probably would have lost those by an even bigger margin.
Yeah.
So
And
Yeah,
especially
I don't know.
considering how JG played the Hard Rock line yesterday, I do think this was a fair map to leave open. I do think the nerve factor, having to win this pick to get a tiebreaker with just how insane CS2 is performing on the Hard Rocks, that little bit of nerves might have affected JG, but still a phenomenal match. JG getting 4th overall in ANZT, I think 4 to 6. I mean, he still, I think, outperformed what people expected. Had a really, really good run in ANZT, and I'm very excited to see what's in store for him in the future, notably for OWC. But yeah, CS2 will be moving on to go up against, I believe, the loser of Sayo Dummy, which will be happening not tonight, but next weekend, because I think Dummy is sick.
Yeah, so winner bracket finals matchup is delayed till next week sometime. I think it's still like not decided on exactly the time. But yeah, we'll see for that matchup. But yeah, actually, as JG is coming in 4th there. So yeah, 4th place for JG. Big congrats for him. And yeah, CS2 moving on to top 3 guaranteed. So yeah, that was an insane matchup. Unfortunately, the third 7-5, and we still never got to see the Hu Tao map. But maybe with Sayo Dummy next weekend, we'll get to see it.
Yeah, hopefully. But yeah, stay tuned for next weekend. But yeah, that has been Vorty and Mavs on the cast. Hope everybody has a good night.